24 on the wall clock. Mixer 2 waits under the production lights. The rye batch sheet is clipped beside the scale. 24 planned at the top of the page. Flour sacks stand open near the storage rack. The steel bowl sits locked beneath the spiral hook. She checks the first weight and starts the batch. Water first, measured to the line. Starter next, then salt, then the rye flour. She adds each amount from the sheet without changing the order. Seeds wait in a shallow tray until the first mix is complete. The bowl turns slowly, heavy dough pulling from the sides, then folding back toward the center. She watches the surface and checks the timer once. One batch started, one sheet beside it, 24 still written at the top. Every measured line stays where it belongs. Mixer 2 on slow speed, heavy dough turning in the steel. Mixer 2 on slow speed, fold and pull beneath the hook. Check the weight, check the time, keep the batch inside the line. Mixer 2 on slow speed, and the first count has not changed. At 2:12 she stops the bowl, scrapes flour from the upper wall with the stainless dough scraper, then starts it again. The dry edge disappears into the mass. She adds the seeds from the tray, nothing left beneath the paper liner. No second scoop, no loose measure on the table. The batch sheet receives another mark. Ingredients complete. The bowl keeps turning at the same slow setting. Flour, water, starter, salt, seeds, 5 lines checked. One bowl turning, no extra measure added. Mixer 2 on slow speed, heavy dough turning in the steel. Mixer 2 on slow speed, fold and pull beneath the hook. Check the weight, check the time, keep the batch inside the line. Mixer 2 on slow speed, and the first count has not changed. At 2:19 she checks the dough temperature, presses the probe near the center, waits for the number to settle, then writes it beside the batch time. Inside range, no correction needed. She wipes the probe, returns it to the tray, and checks the bowl lock, still secure. The mixture pulls clean from one side and settles back under the hook. No flour remains on the rim, no seed tray remains on the bench. One bowl, one batch, one temperature mark, one timer running, 24 planned, nothing divided yet. At 2:24 the timer reaches the line. She stops mix 2, the bowl slows, then holds. She releases the lock and checks the dough by hand. Surface smooth enough, weight heavy in the center. No dry pocket along the wall. She turns the batch once with the scraper and leaves it covered for the short rest. The sheet stays clipped beside the scale. Rye batch 24, still written above the ingredient list. No divider count has been entered. No proofing rack has been filled. No oven line has been opened. Only one finished mix, waiting for before the next step. Mixer 2, slow speed. Steel bowl, spiral hook, stainless scraper. Seed tray empty, batch, temperature mark, timer stop. 24 plan, no divided pieces yet. At 2:31 she uncovers the bowl, checks the surface again, then rolls the transfer bin beside mixer 2. The wheels lock against the floor, she releases the bowl, guides the dough toward the bin and uses the scraper along the steel. Nothing remains behind except the thin line near the lower curve. She clears that too, then weighs the full batch. The number matches the expected total within the normal range. One mix complete, one total confirmed. The bowl is empty, the batch moves forward. Mixer 2 on slow speed. Heavy dough turned inside the steel. Mixer 2 on slow speed. Every measured line complete. Weights are clear, timer close, nothing added beyond the sheet. Mixer 2 on slow speed. 24 remains the plan. One batch mixed, one bowl cleared, one transfer bin, one sheet marked. No extra flour, no extra seed. 24 written before the divider starts. At 2:36, mixer 2 is rinsed and left open. The spiral hook stands still above the empty bowl. The transfer bin waits beside the dividing bench. The back sheet moves with it. The steel table has been cleared. 24 remains at the top of the page. No dough has been divided. No tray has been filled. No rack has been counted. The production floor keeps moving, one measured step at a time. And the next count will happen at the divider. Water first, measure to the line. Starter next, then salt, then the rye flour. She adds each amount from the sheet without changing the order. Seeds wait in a shallow tray until the first mix is complete. The bowl turns slowly, heavy dough pulling from the side. 2:38 on the wall clock. The transfer bin waits beside the dividing bench. The rye batch sheet stays clipped to the side. 24 planned at the top. The proofing racks stand along the wall. Canvas covers folded on the upper rails. She locks the wheels on rack 3 and clears the first tray. The divider starts with the full batch. One piece drops onto the steel table, then another. She checks the first weight, adjusts nothing. The number sits inside the normal range. She sets the piece onto tray 1, leaves space beside it, then takes the next. The scraper stays near her right hand. Flour dust marks the edge of the bench. Each portion receives one place before the next one is moved. One piece, then 2, then 3. A row begins beneath the canvas. The count moves forward without skipping a space. Racks beside the proofing wall, 24 places in a line. Racks beside the proofing wall, each piece counted as it goes. Set it down, leave the space, move the tray onto the rail. Racks beside the proofing wall, and every position has a number. makes tray 1 reaches 8. She reads the count from left to right. 8 pieces, no overlap, no torn dough. She slides the tray into rack 3, then pulls tray 2 onto the bench. The divider continues at the same setting. A piece lands, she checks the scale again. Still inside range, then shapes it lightly and places it beside the first. The batch sheet receives a small mark beside divider start. 8 on the first tray, second tray open, 1 count continuing from the same batch. Racks beside the proofing wall, 24 places in a line. Racks beside the proofing wall, each piece counted as it goes. Set it down, leave the space, move the tray onto the rail. Racks beside the proofing wall, and every position has a number. At 2:53, tray 2 reaches 16 total. She checks the divider counter, 16. Checks the 2 trays, 8 and 8, then clears a thin line of flour from the weighing platform. Tray 3 comes forward, the remaining dough is smaller now. She cuts no extra piece by hand, adds nothing back to the bin. The last portion passes through the divider under the same setting as the first, and the transfer bin shows bare steel at the bottom. 16 counted, 8 positions left, 3 trays planned. 1 batch nearly finished, nothing added, nothing removed. At 3:01, the final tray is complete. She counts it once, 8, then counts the rack from top to bottom. Tray 1, 8, tray 2, 8, tray 3, 8, 24 total. She checks the divider counter, 24, then writes the number on the batch sheet. Divider count, 24, no correction, no second line. She covers the rack with canvas, leaving the lower edge loose for air. The wheels stay locked beside the proofing wall. The next rack remains empty. No piece waits on the table. No dough remains in the transfer bin. Rack 3, 3 trays, 8 per tray, 24 total. Divider count, 24. Steel table clear, transfer bin empty. Canvas cover lowered, wheels locked, proofing wall warm. 1 batch accounted for. At 3:07, she checks the spacing again. Not the number, only the distance between the pieces. No 2 touching, no edge pressed against the tray. The surface of the dough has begun to relax. She lifts 1 corner of the canvas, checks the first row, then lets it fall back. The batch sheet remains outside the rack, clipped to the rail. 24 written twice now, once at the top as the planned yield, once beside the divider count. Both numbers match. Plan 24, divided 24. 3 trays holding exactly what the sheet expects. Racks beside the proofing wall, 24 places in a line. Racks beside the proofing wall, every piece counted as it went. Set in rows, covered clean. 3 trays resting on the rails. Racks beside the proofing wall, and the count is still 24. 24. Dividers stop, transfer bin clear. Canvas down, rack wheels locked. 1 batch resting before the oven. At 3:12, the dividing bench is empty. The stainless scraper lies beside a thin line of flour. Rack 3 remains against the proofing wall. 3 trays rest beneath the canvas, 8 pieces on each. Batch sheet stays clipped to the outer rail. Right batch 24, divided count 24. No other rack contains this batch. No extra pace weights on the bench. No, one's at the top is the planned yield. One's beside the divided count. Both numbers match. Complete the divided count. 3:14 on the wall clock. Rack 3 rests beside the proofing wall. 24 pieces sit beneath the canvas. The dividing bench has been cleared. A stainless table waits under the work lights. One steel scraper lies near the right edge. She lifts the cover from the first tray and checks the dough before shaping. The first piece lands on the floured steel. A small cloud settles around the base. She turns the dough once, tucks the lower edge beneath, then rolls it forward with both hands, only enough to close the seam. The shaped loaf moves to the left side. The second takes its place, then the third. Each one begins from the same measured weight. Each one leaves the same narrow track across the flour on the table. One piece shaped, then another, a pale line left on the steel. 24 still resting inside the same batch. Bench flour on stainless steel, a thin white line beneath her hands. Bench flour on stainless steel, every piece shaped from the same batch. Turn the seam, close the edge, leave the surface smooth and clean. Bench flour on stainless steel, and the count stays where it began. At 3:19 she finishes the first 8, sets them onto the prepared tray with space between each loaf. The steel scraper clears the center, pulling loose flour into a small ridge. She uses only what the bench needs. No extra portion added to the dough, no piece taken from another batch. The tray returns to rack 3, and the second tray comes forward. Canvas folded back over the upper rail. 8 shapes, 16 waiting. One scraper moving flour aside. The batch continues without changing its total. Bench flour on stainless steel, a thin white line beneath her hands. Bench flour on stainless steel, every piece shaped from the same batch. Turn the seam, close the edge, leave the surface smooth and clean. Bench flour on stainless steel, and the count stays where it began. At 3:24 the second tray fills. She checks the shapes from left to right. Oval, 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 each seam turned underneath. No split along the top, no extra dough on the table. She weighs a single loaf as a spot check. The number falls inside range. She returns it to the same position. No correction is needed. The planned yield has not changed. 8 on the first tray, 8 on the second, 8 still waiting. Steel table clear at the center. One batch, one count, one shaping step. At 3:29 she begins the last tray. The remaining pieces come forward one by one. She works the same seam beneath each loaf, the same short roll, the same light flour on the surface. Nothing is cut away, nothing is combined. When the final piece is shaped, she counts the tray, 8, then checks the first 2 again. 8 and 8, 24 total. The stainless scraper rests flat beside a clean line through the flour. The batch sheet stays clipped to rack 3. Divide account 24. No new number is needed. Stainless table, bench flour, steel scraper, 3 trays, 8 per tray. Seams underneath, oval shapes, rack 3. 24 total. No extra dough, no missing piece. At 3:36 she scores the first row. 3 diagonal cuts across each surface, not deep, only enough for the bake. She moves from loaf to loaf, keeping the same spacing, then repeats the pattern on the next tray. And the last 3 cuts on every piece. 24 shake loaves, 24 matching patterns. She checks the rack from top to bottom, then lowers the canvas again, leaving the trays ready for the oven line. 24 shake, 24 scored. 3 trays, wrist, and nothing left on the bench. Bench flour on stainless steel, a thin white line beneath her hands. Bench flour on stainless steel, every loaf shaped from the same batch. Seams below, 3 cuts above. 3 trays ready on the rack. Bench flour on stainless steel, and the count is still 24. 8, 8, 24. Steel scraper down, bench cleared. 3 cuts each, canvas lowered, 1 rack waiting for oven 2. At 3:42 she wipes the center of the stainless table. The flour ridge disappears into the waste tray. The scraper is washed and left beside the sink. Rack 3 remains near the proving. Hmm. 3:43 on the wall clock. Rack 3 reaches the oven line. 3 trays rest beneath the canvas. 8 rye loaves on each. 24 shaped. 24 scored. The batch sheet stays clipped to the rail, and oven 2 is already at temperature. She lifts the canvas from the first tray, checks the 3 cuts across every loaf. No surfaces torn, no pieces touch the next. She moves tray 1 onto the loading cart, then tray 2, then tray 3. The rack beside the proofing wall is left empty. She reads the count once more. 8, 8, 8, 24 before anything crosses the oven door. 3 trays ready, twin 4 in place, 1 oven wait. 343. 24 loaves beneath the steel oven to a 343. 3 trays moving through the heat. Count them in, close the door, write the number on the sheet. Oven to a 343, and the total stays 24. At 346, she loads the first tray, slides it onto the upper rail, then the second below it. The third takes the lower position. No loaf is moved between trays, no extra pan is added. She checks the rails before closing. 3 rows visible through the opening, 8 on each. The door shuts against the frame. She turns the latch, then starts the bake time. Upper rail, middle rail, lower rail, 8 on every level. The timer begins with the same count inside. Oven to a 343. 24 loaves beneath the steel. Oven to a 343. 3 trays moving through the heat. Count them in, close the door, write the number on the sheet. Oven to a 343, and the total stays 24. At 351, she returns to the production sheet. Oven to the line beneath it still blank. She writes 24, then adds the load time beside the count. No correction mark, no second batch number, no tray transfer note. The proofing rack stands empty nearby. The dividing bench has already been cleared. The transfer bin is washed. Nothing from this batch remains outside the oven, except the sheet that follows it. Divider count 24, proof count 24, oven load 24. 3 separate checks, 1 batch, no difference yet. At 358, she checks the temperature display, still inside range. The bake timer continues, no door open, no tray removed, no replacement entered. She compares the batch sheet with the divider line above it. 24 planned, 24 divided, 24 loaded. Then clips the page back to the rail. The oven lights stay steady behind the glass. The 3 scored rows remain where they were placed. Nothing requires another count until the bake is finished. Oven to 3 trays, 8 per tray, 24 loaded. Steel door closed, latch secured, timer running, batch sheet clipped. No tray transfer, no correction, 1 count carried forward. At 4:06, the timer reaches its final minute. She brings cooling rack 4 beside the oven, locks both front wheels, checks the wire shelves, all clear. No other batch assigned to the rack. The top shelf is empty, the middle shelf is empty, the lower shelf is empty. She places the cooling sheet on the side clip, then returns to the oven, waiting for the timer to finish. Without opening the door early, the blue grease pencil rests beside the clip. It's 0.1 flat from the earlier checks. She leaves the cooling count field empty, because no loaf has reached the wire shelves yet. 1 empty cooling rack, 1 batch behind the door. 24 expected when the trays come out. Oven to a 343, 24 loaves beneath the steel. Oven to a 343, 3 trays finishing in the heat. Counted in, written down every number 0, she turns it off and checks the back sheet once more. Oven 224, the cooling rack waits with every wire shelf empty. She releases the oven latch. Warm air moves into the production floor. Tray 1 is ready to come out. Tray 2 remains behind it. Tray 3 remains below. Nothing has been counted on the cooling rack yet. Nothing has changed on the paperwork. The next count begins after the door opens. "4:09 on the wall clock. Oven 2 stands open to the production floor. Cooling rack 4 waits beside the door. 3 wire shelves empty under the lights. The blue grease pencil rests near the clip. She pulls the first tray forward and begins the cooling count. Tray 1 comes out first. 8 rye loaves across the pan, dark crust beginning to settle. 3 diagonal cuts on every top. She moves them to the upper shelf, one by one, leaving space between each loaf, then counts the row. 8. Tray 2 follows. 8 more move to the middle shelf. The oven stays open only long enough to clear the pan. 8 above, 8 in the middle, 16 cooling on the wire. 1 tray still inside, the sheet still expects 24. 25 on cooling rack 4, 1 more loaf than the record shows. 25 on cooling rack 4, after every count said 24. Count the top, count the middle, count the lower shelf once more. 25 on cooling rack 4, no line on the sheet explains it. At 4:14 she removes tray 3. 8 loaves on the pan. She checks before transferring them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Each goes to the lower shelf. The empty tray slides onto the return cart. She closes oven 2, turns the latch, then writes oven out beside the batch time. Nothing remains behind the door. No 4th tray, no 2nd batch. At 4:19 she starts the rack count. Upper shelf first, 8 middle shelf, 8 lower shelf. She reaches 8, then stops. There is another loaf near the rear wire. Same dark rack crust, same seat cover, same oval shape, same 3 diagonal cuts. She counts the lower shelf again, 9, then counts the entire rack. 8, 8, 9, 25. 24 on the batch sheet, 25 on the rack. No loaf missing from another shelf, no 2nd batch beside it. 1 number no longer agrees. At 4:23 she pulls rack 4 forward, enough to see every shelf clearly. No loaf rests behind the frame. She checks the return cart. Only 3 empty trays. Checks oven 2 again, empty. Checks the proofing rack, empty. Checks the dividing bench, clear. explains a transfer. She returns to rack 4 and counts from the opposite side. 9 below, 8 above, 8 between, 25 again. The physical count stays where it is. 25 on cooling rack 4. One more loaf than the record shows. 25 on cooling rack 4. After every count said 24. Count the top, count the middle, count the lower shelf once more. 25 on cooling rack 4. And no line on the sheet explains it. At 4:28 she compares the crust, only to check whether another batch was mixed in. All 25 carry the same seed pattern. All are within the same size range. All have 3 diagonal cuts. No bag, no root sticker, no identifying mark. She checks the production page. Planned yield 24, divider count 24, proof count 24, oven load 24, 4 records, 1 physical rack, 25 loaves. She does not change the earlier numbers. She circles the cooling count field and leaves it for another check. Cooling rack 4, upper shelf 8, middle shelf 8, lower shelf 9. 25 total batch sheet 24, 3 empty trays, oven 2 empty, 1 extra loaf, source unconfirmed. At 4:34 she takes the blue grease pencil, writes beside the cooling section. Count discrepancy, recheck, no corrected yield. She weighs 1 loaf from the upper shelf, then 1 from the lower shelf. Both fall inside the expected range. She returns each to its place. The rack needs another full count before packing begins. 25 on cooling rack 4. 1 more loaf than the record shows. 25 on cooling rack 4. While every earlier line says 24. 8 above, 8 in the middle, 9 along the lower shelf. 25 on cooling rack 4 and the source remains unconfirmed. 24 planned, 24 divided, 24 proof, 24 loaded, 25 cooling on rack 4. 1 count different from everything before. At 4:38 she locks the wheels on cooling rack 4. The 3 empty trays stay on the return cart. Oven 2 is closed and empty. The batch sheet remains clipped beside the blue grease pencil. No earlier numbers crossed out. Upper shelf 8, middle shelf 8, lower shelf 9. 25 loaves remain on the wire, and the next check begins with the divider record. Tray 1 comes out. 4:41 on the wall clock. Cooling rack 4 stays beside the oven line. 25 rye loaves remain on the wire. The blue grease pencil rests by the batch sheet. She opens the divider record again and starts with the earliest count. Planned yield 24, divider count 24, proofing count 24, oven load 24. She reads each line from top to bottom. No correction mark, no second batch number, no handwritten transfer. The sheet is dry, the clip is tight. Nothing on the page suggests another loaf. 4 records, 1 number, 24 every time. The rack beside her still holds 25. Divider count still 24. 4 clean records on the sheet. Divider count, still 24. Every step before the rack agrees. Check the page, check the trace, check the numbers one more time. Divider count, still 24. And rack 4 still holds one more. At 4:46 she walks to the dividing bench. The transfer bin is already washed. The steel table is clear. The divider counter remains in its lock. 24 pieces for the rye batch. She checks the previous batch. Above it, different code, different time. No overlap, no unfinished piece left on the bench. No dough saved beneath the cover. No handwritten note beside the scale. Only the recorded 24. One divider, one batch code, one finished entry. Nothing added after the count. Divider count, still 24. 4 clean records on the sheet. Divider count, still 24. Every step before the rack agrees. Check the page, check the trace, check the numbers one more time. Divider count, still 24. And rack 4 still holds one more. At 4:51 she returns to rack 3. The proofing rack is empty now. Canvas folded over the upper rail. She checks the tray count from the batch sheet. 3 trays, 8 per tray, 24. The empty trays sit on the return card. 3 pans, only no 4th pan beneath them. No tray from another batch mixed into the stack. She checks the cartwheels, then the low shelf. Nothing hidden, nothing waiting, nothing that could account for a 25th piece. 3 trays, 8 each, 24 proof. 3 empty pans, 1 cooling rack. 25 loaves, the difference remains. At 4:57 she checks oven 2. The door is closed, the chamber is empty. No loaf left on a rail. No pan behind the lower guide. No second timer running. She opens the loading sheet. Oven 2, 24. Load time beside it, unload time beneath. No transfer line, no second entry. She closes the door again, then walks back to cooling rack 4. Counts the upper shelf, 8. The middle shelf, 8. The lower shelf, 9. 25 again. She does not cross out the earlier numbers, because each earlier step was checked when it happened. Planned yield 24. Divider count 24. Proof count 24. Oven load 24. Cooling count 25. 3 trays, 8, 8, 9. 1 batch, 1 unmatched loaf. At 5:03 she weighs the extra looking loaf. Then 2 loaves beside it. All 3 fall inside the normal range. Dark rye crust, seed cover, oval shape. 3 diagonal cuts, nothing separates one from the rest. She returns every loaf to the same shelf and checks the blue grease pencil. Low count discrepancy, recheck. The words remain accurate. She adds no theory, no corrected yield, no source, only another time beside the line. The records stay unchanged, the rack stays unchanged. 1 count belongs to paper, 1 count belongs to the wire. Divider count check the page, check the trays, check the oven one more time. Divider count, still 24, and rack 4 still holds 25. 24 plan, 24 divided, 24 proof, 24 loaded, 25 cooling, nothing missing, nothing transferred, 1 extra still present. At 5:08, she clips the divider record back behind the bad sheet. The blue grease pencil stays beside the cooling count line. Rack 4 remains locked in place. Upper shelf 8, middle shelf 8, lower shelf 9. The dividing bench stays clear. The proofing rack stays empty. Oven 2 stays empty. 3 trays stay on the return card. Every earlier record still says 24. The physical rack still says 25. 4:41 on the wall clock. Cooling rack 4 stays beside the oven line. 25. 5:12 on the wall clock. Cooling rack 4 remains locked beside the oven line. Upper shelf 8, middle shelf 8, lower shelf 9. The blue grease pencil rests against the batch sheet. She pulls the rack into the work light and starts the count again from the top. She touches no loaf at first, only reads the shelves from left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The upper shelf ends where it should. She lowers her hand to the middle wire, counts the same way. 1 through 8, no gap, no hidden pan, no loaf resting behind the frame. 16 total before the lower shelf. 8 above, 8 between, 16 before the last row. The earlier records still say 24. The rack waits for one more count. Rack 4 counted again, 8 and 8 and 9 below. Rack 4 counted again, 25 wherever she begins. Top to bottom, left to right, the final number stays the same. Rack 4 counted again, and nothing on the sheet moves with it. At 5:16, she begins the lower shelf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then the loaf near the rear wire, 9. She slides the rack half a step forward, checks behind the vertical rail, nothing hidden there. She moves 3 loaves to the scale. 1 from the upper shelf, 1 from the middle, 1 from the lower row. The first weight settles inside range, the second does the same. The third differs by only a small amount, nothing outside tolerance. She returns each loaf to its original place, then measures surface temperature. 1, then another, then the loaf from the lower shelf, all cooling inside the same expected band. Weight normal, temperature normal, dark rye crust, seeds across the surface, 3 diagonal cuts, no visible difference, no mark that separates one from the batch. At 5:26 she checks the scoring cuts. Every loaf carries 3 diagonal lines, some slightly longer, some slightly shorter, all consistent with the same bench work. She compares crust color, then seed coverage, then shape, oval after oval, no second style, no foreign batch pattern. She checks the production book, no rye batch before this one, no rye batch after it, nothing else from more than 2, nothing transferred from oven 1. She closes the board cover and returns to the cooling rack. She writes only what she can verify. Cooling rack 4, upper shelf 8, middle shelf 8, lower shelf 9, 25 total, weight inside range, temperature inside range, 3 scoring cuts, same seeded rye batch, no transfer record, no second batch. At 5:32 she takes the blue grease pencil, finds the cooling count field, writes 25, then draws 1 circle around the number, not 2, no arrow, no question mark beside it. She adds, recount, confirm. She leaves every earlier record unchanged, planned yield 24, divided count 24, proof count 24, oven low 24. The circle belongs only to the physical rack count. 4 records stay at 24, 1 rack stays at 25, no correction connects them, the difference remains visible. Rack 4 counted again, 8 and 8 and 9 below. Rack 4 counted again, 25 wherever she begins, top to bottom, left to right, the final number stays the same. Rack 4 counted again, and the circle stays around 25. 24 planned, 24 divided, 24 proof, 24 loaded, 25 cooling, recount confirmed, 1 blue circle around the only number that changed. At 5:36 she locks rack 4 back in place. The scale returns to 0, the temperature probe is wiped and set aside the clipboard. The 3 empty trays remain on the return card, oven 2 remains empty, the divider bench remains clear, the proofing rack remains empty. Upper shelf 8, middle shelf. Mm-hmm. 5:38 on the wall clock. Cooling rack 4 stands beside the packing floor. 25 seeded rye loaves remain on the wire. The batch sheet says 24. A blue circle marks the cooling count. Paper bags weighed in 2 clean stacks. Route stickers line the edge of the table, and 1 QA tray rests near the scale. She starts with route 1, checks the order sheet. 6 rye loaves, 6 craft bags, 6 printed stickers. She She lifts the first loaf from the upper shelf, slides it into paper, folds the top once, then presses the root label flat. The second follows, then the third. Every bag leaves with a number. Every number belongs to an order. The rack begins to open space. One bag filled, then another. Route lines closing one by one. The physical count moves down, but the paperwork stays at 24. Paper bags on the root tables, labels facing toward the aisle. Paper bags on the root tables, every loaf assigned before it leaves. Fold the top, press the sticker, match the number to the sheet. Paper bags on the root tables, and one loaf stays outside the count. At 5:43, route 2 begins. 8 loaves listed, 8 stickers printed. She checks each code before using it. No duplicate number, no missing line. The middle shelf clears from left to right. Each loaf enters a bag. Each bag moves to the mark table. The blue grease pencil remains beside rack 4. 25 still circled on the cooling field. No earlier record has been changed. 6 packed, then 8, 14 moved into routes. 11 loaves remain on the rack. Only 10 belong to the open orders. Paper bags on the root tables, labels facing toward the aisle. Paper bags on the root tables, every loaf assigned before it leaves. Fold the top, press the sticker, match the number to the sheet. Paper bags on the root tables, and one loaf stays outside the count. At 5:49, she works through route 3. 5 rye loaves on the sheet, 5 paper bags beside it. She checks the first label, then the second, then the remaining 3. No root asked for a 6th. The upper shelf is empty now. The middle shelf is empty. The lower shelf still holds 6. She compares the remaining order lines. Route 4 needs 5. Nothing else calls for rye. 19 packed, 6 left cooling, 5 assigned, 1 unassigned. The difference finally has a place to stop. At 5:54, she fills the 5 route 4 bags, 1 loaf at a time. 5 labels, 5 order lines, 5 folds across the paper. The root table receives them in a single row. When the 5th bag leaves her hands, cooling rack 4 has 1 loaf left. Dark rye crust seeds across the top. 3 diagonal cuts. No route sticker, no bag, no buyer mark. No shortage appears on any order. She checks the dispatch sheet. 24 expected, 24 packed. The extra remains physical, but outside the dispatch count. Route 16, route 28, route 35, route 45. 24 packed, 24 assigned. The cooling rack for 1 loaf remaining. No route sticker, no bag. 1 QA tray waiting. At 5:58, she lifts the last loaf, not toward the root tables, toward the QA bench. She checks its weight once, still inside normal range. Checks the crust, checks the seat cover, checks the pre-scoring cuts. Nothing separates it from the packed loaves. She places it on the clean QA tray, then takes a plain sheet, writes extra low at verified batch, and leaves the loaf uncovered. No bag, no stick. route tables are complete. The discrepancy is not. Paper bags on the route tables, labels facing toward the aisle. Paper bags on the route tables, every ordered loaf is matched. 24 folded and marked, every route line closed. Paper bags on the route tables while one loaf stays on the QA tray. 6, 8, 5, 24 pack, 24 sign. One extra loaf, no route, no bag, no sticker. Hold for QA. At 6:03, the route tables stand ready. Paper bags form short rows under printed route cards. Cooling rack 4 is empty now. The batch sheet still reads 24. The dispatch sheet reads 24. The blue circle still reads 25. At the QA bench, one seated rye loaf rests on a clean tray. Dark crust, 3 diagonal cut seat surface. The plain sheet beside it reads an extra loaf, verified batch, and leaves the loaf uncovered. No bag, no sticker, no route number. 24-cent packing, one held outside dispatch. The route tables are complete, the discrepancy is none. Paper bags on the route tables, labels facing toward the aisle. Paper bags on the route tables, every ordered loaf is matched. 24 folded and marked, every route line closed. Paper bags on the route. 5:21 on the wall clock. The rear delivery door opens to the service lane. Route 1 stands ready beside the packing table. Paper bags line the marked cart. 24 rye loaves are assigned across 4 routes. The QA tray remains beside the scale, with 1 extra loaf and 1 plain sheet. The first driver steps inside, checks the route card, then the stack of bags beneath it. 6 for route 1. Each sticker facing outward, she reads the first order number and the second. The driver signs the dispatch line, no correction needed, no bag missing from the cart. She counts the row 1, 6, then releases the route. 6 bags ready, 1 signature below. Every loaf on the cart already belongs somewhere. First driver at 5:21. Paper bags moving through the rear door. First driver at 5:21. Every route count matching the sheet. Check the line, check the card, let the marked orders leave. First driver at 5:21, and the QA tray stays behind. At 5:26, the cart crosses the threshold. The rear wheels drop over the metal edge, then roll into the service lane. She watches the bags stay upright. No torn paper, no loose sticker, no loaf left beneath the route cart. The driver closes the rear latch on the cart and pulls away from the bay. Inside, route 2 waits next. 8 bags in 2 short rows. Every already checked. One route gone, 3 still waiting. The dispatch count begins to close. The extra loaf remains outside every order. First driver at 5:21. Paper bags moving through the rear door. First driver at 5:21. Every route count matching the sheet. Check the line, check the cart, let the marked orders leave. First driver at 5:21, and the QA tray stays behind. At 5:32, the second driver arrives, checks route 2 against the printed sheet. 8 listed, 8 packed, 8 stickers, 1 signature. She counts them together. 4 on the left, 4 on the right. The driver marks the pickup line, then wheels the cart toward the door. No shortage appears, no extra bag appears. The dispatch total moves from 6 to 14. 6 gone, 8 gone, 14 dispatch, 10 still assigned, 1 loaf still held. No route asking for it. At 5:38, route 3 is collected. 5 paper bags, 5 matching codes, 5 lines closed. She checks the cart after the driver turns. Nothing left beneath the lower rail. At 5:42, route 4 arrives. The final 5 orders wait near the wall. She compares the stickers, then the names, then the route number. Everything matches the packing sheet. The QA tray stays visible beside the scale. 1 dark rye loaf on clean metal. No bag, no sticker, no route number. No driver reaches for it. Route 16, route 28, route 35, route 45, 24 assigned. 24 dispatch, 0 shortage, 0 return. 1 QA tray, 1 extra loaf still unclaimed. At 5:46, the last route cart clears the door. She closes the dispatch column. Route 1 complete, route 2 complete, route 3 complete, route 4 complete. The signatures sit beneath each line. No driver reports a missing loaf. No driver brings one back. No bag remains on the route tables. 1:32 on the wall clock. The rear delivery door is open to the service lane. 3 flour sacks wait on a low pallet. Brown paper creased at the corners. A steel scale stands beside the storage rack. The production floor is still half empty, and the first batch sheet is clipped to the board. She checks the supplier name, then the printed weight. 25 kilos on the first sack, 25 on the second, 25 on the third. The paper is dry, the seams are intact. No tear along the base. She lifts one sack onto the scale, waits for the number to settle, then writes a short mark beside the line. The pallet stays against the yellow floor stripe. A hand truck rests beside the wall, with both handles turned inward. One sack away, then another. 3 lines waiting on the sheet. Nothing moves forward until the count is clear. Flour delivery at 1:32. Brown paper under the loading light. Flour delivery at 1:32. Weight by weight and line by line. Check the seal, check the scale. Move the sacks beyond the stripe. Flour delivery at 1:32, and the first batch waits inside. At 1:38 she rolls the pallet closer, not far, only enough to clear the door. The rear latch stays open. Cold air reaches the concrete. She cuts the outer wrap, folds the plastic back, and reads the lot code on each sack. All 3 match the delivery sheet. She copies the code once onto the receiving line, then places the marker beneath the clip. No correction needed, no extra sack in the load. 3 sacks counted, 3 codes matched, 1 pallet moving inward. The service lane stays clear. Flour delivery at 1:32. Brown paper under the loading light. Flour delivery at 1:32. Weight by weight and line by line. Check the seal, check the scale. Move the sacks beyond the stripe. Flour delivery at 1:32, and the first batch waits inside. At 1:45 she takes the first sack from the pallet to the storage rack. The steel shelf carries yesterday's balance. 2 open bags sealed with clips, 1 unopened bag behind them. She checks the date, keeps the new delivery separate, then moves the second sack and the third. All labels facing outward, all seams away from the aisle. Nothing blocks the path to mixer 2. Supplier, lot code, weight, 3 sacks, 3 clean marks. 1 open route from storage to the mixing floor. At 1:51 she returns to the scale, brushes a thin line of flour from the steel platform, then checks 0. The display settles clean. She places the empty receiving wrap into the waste bin, folds the delivery copy in half, and clips the bakery copy behind the batch sheet. The next page begins with right batch 24. No dough has been mixed yet, no divider count exists yet, no oven sheet has been filled, only the plan number waiting at the top of the page. Rear delivery door, low pallet, brown flour. closes the rear door, the latch catches once. The service lane disappears behind metal. Inside, the production lights stay steady. She walks back to the storage rack, checks the 3 new sacks again, then lifts the batch sheet from the clip. Mixer 2 is listed first, water line beneath it, starter, salt, seeds, flour, each field still blank. She carries the page toward the mixing floor without changing the planned count. Delivery complete, storage clear, scale back to 0. 1 batch waiting for its first measured step. Flour delivery at 1:32, brown paper under the loading light. Flour delivery at 1:32, weight by weight and line by line, seals intact, numbers clear, every sack beyond the stripe. Flour delivery at 1:32, and that sheet moves inside. 3 sacks in, 3 weights checked, 1 lock code, 1 sheet clip, scale at 0, rear door closed, 24 written before the mixing starts. At 2:01, the pallet is empty. The steel scale stands clean beside the storage rack. 3 new sacks face the aisle. The delivery copy stays behind the batch sheet. Right batched 24 remains at the top of the page. No dough has reached mixer 2. No tray has been filled. No rack has been counted. Nothing has gone time counted. The first batch sheet is clipped to the board. She checks the supply.